What's up fellow gamers, Kent here with Corsby Gaming. This video is going to be a game review on Paper Mario, the Origami King, where I cover the plot, mechanics, interface, and weigh the pros and cons. Then I'll wrap it up by giving my overall opinion of the game. Before that though, please take a quick sec and hit the subscribe button, that way you can catch more videos from this channel in the future. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get into this game. So diving into the plot, this guy Ollie is the Origami King, and he's the main antagonist. He's bent on folding the entire kingdom into origami and making everyone his origami minions. Of course, it's up to Mario and his mostly flat friends to put a stop to this. Unfortunately, that is easier said than done, as Ollie has wrapped Princess Peach's castle in 5 streamers, which Mario must travel far and wide to undo. So these streamers are spread out through 5 different worlds, and of course each guarded by a boss. These bosses are all office supply themed, which is quite comical, but that's kind of how this entire game is. It's very lighthearted for the most part, with many puns and goofy attempts at humor. As far as the game mechanics go, I'll cover the overworld first, then the battle system next. So for the overworld, this is one of the best parts of the game in my opinion. They did such a good job at creating unique and diverse areas that all feel very well put together. These areas range from sailing across the high seas to scooting across the sandy desert. And of course, each area has a catchy soundtrack to complement it. Travel to and from the worlds can be done through the traditional Mario pipes or through a fax machine. You are a piece of paper after all. Alrighty, so now we'll jump over and check out the battle system, which, if I'm just being honest, is very basic. So for normal battles, you start in the middle of the ring and have to line up the enemies to hit them with a hammer or jump on them with your boots. These battles start off incredibly simple, which is more an indicator of the game's target demographic, but they do increase in difficulty as you progress through the game and can be occasionally challenging by the time you get to the end. There are also boss fights where you are on the outside of the ring and the boss is in the center. You have to navigate your way to the center and overcome whatever gimmick the boss employs to make that more difficult. Some of these boss fights are fun, and others are just plain annoying. Next thing we'll look at is the interface, which we have an info tab that keeps track of your streamers, books, toads, and party. Then there's the map, which isn't very accurate, but it does tell you the percentages of things left to find or do, which is nice. Next we got the weapons tab, which is pretty basic. It's just boots and hammers that escalate in strength all the way up to these legendary versions. There's also accessories, which boost your stats and do other similar things. You got an items tab of usable items, like mushrooms to heal you. Then you got useful items, which is items like keys and stuff like that. On to covering some of the pros and cons of this game. So for the pros, the first one that stands out to me are the environments. They did such a good job at making them feel unique and special, and I really enjoyed each area. Another pro is the overall tone and lightheartedness of the game. This isn't the typical kind of game I play, but I really enjoyed it. Some of the jokes fell flat, but there were plenty of good moments where they landed. As far as the cons go, there aren't any glaring ones, so these are kind of nitpicking. With that said, one annoying part of the game is the trophies. The rewards for finding secret areas or doing something difficult are just pointless trophies that do nothing for you. They are just things to collect. Another con is that the battle system stays very shallow for the most part. Once again, this is an indicator of their target demographic, but in my opinion, they could have really expanded on the battle system by adding more weapons, turns, enemies, and showing the stats behind everything. So like I said before, this isn't the typical game I play, but I did enjoy it and would give it an 8.2 out of 10. Paper Mario: The Origami King is a very well-made game with no glaring downsides. The target demographic is aimed slightly younger, but if you are looking for a fun and lighthearted Mario adventure, this game is an excellent option. And that concludes this game review. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you next time.